Now, the next one, we're going to get a little deep. We're going to get a little deep. The next lesson that you need to learn. Alcohol, yes, wine, beer, all that shit. Alcohol is the enemy to masculinity and a positive life. Alcohol is the enemy to masculinity and a positive life. First and foremost, excuse me, by the way. First and foremost, when you drink alcohol, you get a brief spike in testosterone. This is why when people first start drinking and shit, they get crunk, they start fighting and all this shit. But after a while, your testosterone levels crash and then your estrogen levels spike. So now you're just dealing in that. If that don't tell you alcohol is the enemy to masculinity, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what will. But alcohol is the enemy to masculinity and a positive life. And not only alcohol, drugs too, right? First and foremost, you make dumb decisions. You make poor decisions. All of the poor decisions that I've made in my life was under the influence of alcohol. I don't care if it was one drink. You make poor choices. You make poor decisions. You make poor decisions like allowing two drunk bitches to get access to your fucking gun. Drunk. And they get access to your gun. You let one drunk bitch get the gun and shoot it. If you was sober and not high and drunk, you wouldn't allow that to happen. Because when alcohol lowers your inhibitions and it makes you stupid, basically. When you say, oh, it lowers your inhibitions, that means make you stupid. It makes you dumb. So if you was sober, hey, I got all this shit going. I can't allow it. Y'all need to chill the fuck out. Hey, bodyguard, handle this. Get this shit together. We can't allow this shit when you sober. I got a lot to lose. I got a lot to protect. Hey, we can't have this. I can't be in this situation. That's when you sober. When you drunk and you in your emotions and you doing dumb shit, you don't think about none of that. You just in your emotions in the moment like a bitch, basically. You see what I'm saying? You make poor decisions. That's when you take the condom off. That's when she say, nut in me, daddy, and you do it anyway. That's when you wife the thoughts. That's when you fuck a stripper raw. You see what I'm saying? That's when you fucking, do all type of dumb shit. Make a decision to drive home when you shouldn't be. That's when you make a decision to punch your fucking girl in the mouth because you're drunk. You sober, you wouldn't have did that because you would have been thinking about your job, your career, and all this whole other shit. That's when you think about. That's when it lowers your inhibition. So you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, but you cheating. You take the condom off and skeet in the side chick, doing dumb shit. Let the side chick sabotage you and call you, doing dumb shit because you drinking and you fucking high. You see what I'm saying? Going to a woman's house knowing she got a crazy baby daddy. Rest in peace, Trouble. Alcohol and drugs make you do dumb shit and you make very, very poor decisions. And these poor decisions are the sum of your life. When people are in bad situations, when you see women in shitty situations, when you see men in shitty situations, when you see adults in shitty situations, these are the sum of their poor decisions, period. They've been making poor decisions and it led them to where they are. This is why I don't fuck with women who always down on their luck and in bad situations. I don't fuck with dudes who like that either, because it's not that they have bad luck. It's just that they make very poor choices. And if I put myself around them, if I'm in their element and if I'm in their cipher and in their circle, those poor decisions are going to rub off on me. You can die from somebody else's misery. Not happening with King Dre. You see what I'm saying? Alcohol is the enemy of masculinity and a positive life, period. You simp more when you drink. You do simpy shit. You do dumb shit. You say dumb shit. You get a little bit more needy because that real you come out. You get a little bit more needy. You get a little bit more desperate. You get a little bit more thirsty. You see what I'm saying? And that affects your game. Alcohol listen, since I've removed alcohol from my life, 3.5 years ago. It's the best decision I ever made in my life. My game is way on a like completely different level. If you go back and look at my old YouTube videos, If you go back and look at all my old YouTube videos, like maybe the first 6 months, I used to drink. I have me a couple drinks and get on and do my shit. I stopped drinking maybe 6 months after I started the whole YouTube thing, and I kind of took a break because my mind went all over the place. I stopped drinking and smoking at the same time. Hella depression, hella anxiety, all that shit, because I had to deal with all my shit. But now I'm completely sober, no drinking, no smoking, and I wasn't no motherfucking, I ain't never been no drug addict and shit like that, but I did smoke cigarettes and I did drink. You know, it was a year, maybe a year and a half of my life where I used to drink every night. Not like drinking during the day and drinking at work and driving drunk, but when I get off work or when I get done doing what I was doing, I come home and pour me a glass of Hennessy, and I did that every night for like a year. But, you know, before then, I always drink socially, like when I go out to the clubs, when I go out on a date, you know, just socially, when at the party, the kickback, I be drinking. But I've since removed alcohol from my life, and the quality of my life has changed for the better. It was an immediate increase in revenue. Immediately, I saw an increase in my revenue. Immediately, my business started taking, I won't say immediately the business started taking off, but immediately I started putting things in place. I wasn't cloudy and I was making the right decisions so I could put things in place till you could see what you have now, the King Dre with the millions of followers and doing his thing and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? All of this is the sum of the right decisions that I was making. Before, I was making poor decisions, but immediately everything changed. The quality of women that I deal with, completely different. I really don't even attract shitty chicks no more, shitty women no more. Like every woman that I meet, that I've met over the last, let me say that's cap. That's all the way cap, because I be on dating apps and sometimes I just be sticking and moving and getting my body count up. And, you know, because I go through spurts. So, you know, I go through spurts where I just date around for a couple months and I go back into my hole. So I'm not going to say those was all quality women. That's cap. That's a lie if I say that. But for the most part, I'm able to see, I put it like that. I'm able to see clearly, and I can clearly see good women versus bad women. And I'm able to focus on that and fuck with them. Fuck with the good women. I've met some fabulous women over the last 3.5 years. Like straight up. You would have talked to me 10 years ago, I thought all hoes wasn't shit. Bitches wasn't shit. 10 years ago, you couldn't convince me that bitches wasn't shit. You see what I'm saying? But now that I'm operating on a different level and I'm a certain type of person, I'm attracting the type of people that I'm becoming. I'm attracting, I live a good quality life, so I'm attracting good quality women. And that's something that I want you guys to understand. And that's another thing that invites, or how it's another way that you attract shitty women is by drugs and alcohol. And again, I get on to that. I think that's the next show. We're going to do that the next show. Leave me a comment if that's what you want the next show to be again. But I started by because I was talking about simping. I'll be going on whole tangents, but simping, right? When I used to drink, I ain't never been no simp, but I put it like this: when you're drunk and a chick ain't answering the phone, you drive by, you know what I'm saying? Or you call back more than you should, or you fucking do simpy shit, or you send a needy text message, or you send a paragraph because you're in your emotions and you drunk. You see what I'm saying? When you drunk and your girl start arguing with you, or you drinking, you feed into it. Because you emotional now, your inhibitions lowered, meaning you dumb now, and you operating on a dumb level. You arguing back and forth now. You get emotional and you saying stupid shit. You saying shit that you shouldn't be saying. You saying disrespectful shit that she's hearing, and she's processing this shit, and it's hurting her feelings, and she's basically shutting off, and she don't really trust you like that because you can't control yourself. That's another thing. When women see that you can't control yourself, when women see that you don't have discipline with the things that you put into your body, if women see that you don't have discipline, like you drink crazy, you have intemperance with alcohol, you can't control how you drink too much, you smoke too much weed. When women see that, they don't respect you and they don't trust that. You wonder why they can't submit to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't even control what you put in your body. You don't even have self-discipline. You see what I'm saying? You lose control. Women can't submit to shit like that. That's a sidebar. But anyway, You do dumb shit. You simp. You see what I'm saying? Again, your girl ain't picking up the phone at night. What you gonna do? You gonna slide by. The alcohol tell you to slide by. Go pop up. You see what I'm saying? Now you pop up. She in the bed sleep because she done really fell asleep. But ain't no dude over there. Now you looking insecure. And now she turned off by that. You see what I'm saying? You drunk arguing. You say some dumb shit. She turned off now. Yeah, you was drunk, but you still said that shit. That don't mean she gonna leave you, but you gonna start seeing a different woman slowly but surely. Alcohol brings out the simp in every man. And when I stopped, I didn't realize that. And again, I didn't drink a lot. I drank socially, but I mean, I did have a social life. I went out all the time, so I guess I did drink a lot. But I noticed that when I didn't drink no more, like I was like, just the quality of my relationships, you know, went completely, they skyrocketed. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't engaged in dumb shit. I wasn't doing dumb shit. Doing shit that I shouldn't be doing. My game was on a whole nother level. I always had good game. My game has always been on another level. When I was able to, with a clear mind, man, my shit cold. My game cold right now. Most guys now, when they go take a woman on a date, they go to bars and they go to clubs and shit to lower the woman's inhibitions. Not clubs, but bars. Have a couple drinks. Go back to the crib, have a couple drinks, because they know it's going to lower the woman's inhibitions. Or women do it because they know, okay, maybe I get into the mood and shit like that. But it takes a real seductionist. It takes a real player to make that happen naturally. And I've been doing that for the last 3.5 years. I don't drink. And so a lot of times if I go out with a woman, she don't drink either because she don't want to feel awkward. And I can seduce a woman naturally. Lord, I lower her inhibitions with my game and not no fucking alcohol. When you can do that, then you can say you're a player. You know, I always thought I was a player, but when I was able to, you know, because my adult life is always alcohol involved. But when I was able to do that shit and kick my game with no alcohol, no drugs, nothing, everybody completely sober, it feels better. It gives you more confidence. And the sex be more better. The connection be more real. You see what I'm saying? And they love that type of shit. When they ain't got to get high to sleep with you. Your game made them comfortable. Your game lowered their inhibitions. Your personality made them lower their inhibitions. And that's natural. And natural is the best. So I encourage you, fellas, sidebar, if you want to see your game go to another level, do it sober. No weed, no alcohol, no nothing. Do it sober. And fuck with chicks like that. And not only that, you're going to start meeting better quality women. Trust me. But anyway, when you drunk and you when you drinking and shit and you doing drugs, your choice of women are horrible because you attracting shitty women. You going to bars. You meeting bitches at bars. Sidebar, right? Y'all motherfuckers, it boggles my mind. Y'all meet women at clubs and bars and you take them serious. It boggles my mind why you do that. Why would you take a woman serious who you met at a bar? Who goes to bars? People who want to get drunk. Who want to get drunk? People who have problems that they don't know how to deal with. You're going to have to deal with them problems, my dude. You see what I'm saying? Meeting women who go to clubs. Now, if a woman is going to a club for her homegirl birthday one time, that's cool. Going out once every couple months, that's cool. But y'all be mean chicks that be going out and living a certain type of way. And you wonder why they shitty. They in shitty places with shitty things and doing shitty low vibrational things. You see what I'm saying? Your choices of women are horrible when you doped up and when you drunk all the time. Because real chicks ain't gonna fuck with you. Good quality women ain't gonna fuck with you when you living like that. You see what I'm saying? Make poor choices. Horrible women. Poor choices of women. Like my man from the email. I met a stripper. I was in a stripper phase because you was dumb and you was high. You was high, you was drunk, and you was dumb. Your inhibitions was lower. You was stupid and you was making stupid decisions. You see what I'm saying? Your choices of women were horrible, and you was attracting women like that, and you was attracting them because they feeding off of your idiocracy, if that's a word. They feeding off of you being dumb and weak and lacking value and lacking love for self. They feed on that and they take advantage of that. I don't know one man who's addicted to drugs or alcohol who have a woman that didn't take advantage of him. See what I'm saying? Let me not say that, because there are silly women who get with dudes like that and try to change them, and they're just, oh, I just hope for the best and this and that. But they there for a reason. I say that. But yeah. But another thing too, I was in prison with some dudes, man. A couple different dudes that was like 30, 40 years, bro. All behind doing dumb shit when they was drunk. One dude got into a drunk, one dude, it was this Mexican cat. And he killed the mayor's driver because he was driving drunk. Got like 35 years for that shit. Another guy, he arguing with some dude in the club. He drunk. They fighting. They fighting. They go outside of the club. They arguing. He pull out a gun and shoot the dude because he drunk. And he turned up drunk. Shoot the dude. Kill him. 30 years, 40 years. That's crazy. 19 years old. You see what I'm saying? One time, let me tell you how bad alcohol is too. Right? One time, I never forget this. This is how I'm still alive is crazy. One time I was in the club. I was like 19 years old. Me and my boy. He watched this podcast too. Shout out to him. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And he gonna laugh when he hear this. But it ain't really funny. We go to the club. And my cousin was a bouncer. My older cousin at the time was a bouncer. I'm like 19 years old. I go to this club called Empire. If you're from Tampa, you know Empire. Back then was a place to be when you was a jitterbug. And when I say jitterbug, I mean young. I was a jit like 19. This was a spot. This is where we get all the hoes from. But I was at Empire. Yes, Empire. Yeah, Empire. I was at Empire. My cousin was a bouncer there, and he used to work the door. And every time we would go, he would give us Jaeger bombs. This is white people shit. You know, back then we were drinking Incredible Hulk and you know, Thug Passion and with Hennessy and Alizé and gin and you know, we were drinking that type of shit. But you know, he was giving us Jaeger bombs. That was like white people shit. Man, we got so drunk, right? I remember walking. We was leaving. I was so drunk. We was leaving the club, and I was talking to this girl, and I don't remember nothing else. I remember talking to this girl, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and I remember thinking like, damn, I gotta call my girl. This was before free phones and all. That's when you used to have minutes. It was nights free after, you know, at night you can talk for free after 7 or whatever. I remember like, damn, I gotta call my girl, but I was like, fuck it. So, cause she was like, oh, come to my house, please. Da, da, da. This before social media, where women didn't have access to you. They ain't seen you in 2 weeks, and they just want you so bad. So I remember like, damn, I gotta call my girl. So I black out, right? Walking to the car, black out. I woke up, no bullshit. Woke up the next day with the car, the windows up in the car. It's 100 degrees outside. How I'm still alive, I don't fucking know. How 100 degrees outside. I got throw up all over me, all over my I had the number 13 Jordans on. The red and black number 13s. I never forget, I had the red and black number 13 Jordans on. They had just came out. Came out again. They re-released them. But throw up all over my, like I got throw up all over my clothes. The car stink as shit. And my homeboy woke up at the same time. Throw up all over him. It's throw up all over the car. The car off with the windows rolled up. It's sweaty, it's hot, it's sticky in this motherfucker. We woke up at the same time, like one the next day at 1 p.m. or something like that. And just like, what the fuck is going on? We in front of a strip club. He don't know how we got there. I don't know how I got there. We just there, just in the car, like sitting ducks. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of shit alcohol make you do. Stupid shit. You see what I'm saying? But thank God, man, that nothing happened. We didn't hit nobody or I ain't fucking pass out and get a heat stroke in the car with the windows rolled up. You see what I'm saying? Or croak from alcohol poisoning. You feel what I'm saying? But alcohol, again, fellas, alcohol is the enemy to masculinity and a positive life.